Hello and welcome to Cần Thơ News of Cần Thơ Radio and Television Station. Here are today's headlines. An online conference chaired by Minister of Natural Resources and Environment to implement new land law. Leaders of the City Department of Industry and Trade worked with businesses in Ô Môn district. A conference to summarize human rights work in 2023 and implement a work program for 2024. Top news today. On March 6 afternoon, the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment organized an online conference chaired by Minister of Natural Resources and Environment Khán to implement the land law with 63 provinces and center-run cities.
The 15th National Assembly adopted the land law on January 18, 2024. Effective from January 1, 2025, it has 260 articles and 16 chapters, which is 2 more than the 2013 land law. The law has numerous significant additions. The state may recover land for socio-economic development for the benefit of the public and the nation in 31 specific instances. For instance, if the land price framework is eliminated and replaced with an annual land price list. Specifically, it has established the guidelines for support, compensation, and relocations in cases where the government seizes land. 3 connected entities' interests are balanced by the new regulatory framework for bidding to select investors, the state, and the user for recovered land. In addition, the law also has many new regulations to support ethnic minorities in mountainous areas.
On March 6 afternoon, the leaders of the City Department of Industry and Trade and Ô Môn District Economic Office came to work with Cần Thơ Pesticide Joint Stock Company, ADC Food Processing and Fertilizer Production Factory, and ADC Company Limited branch in Ô Môn District. In 2024, businesses aim to have growth and revenue equal to the previous year. Maintaining current market share requires combining manufacturing and business. The unit suggested that the City People's Committee be petitioned by the Department of Industry and Trade to encourage increasing access to partners for the import of rice, among other things. Many plant protection policy procedures currently in place are unsuitable for the production conditions of pesticide manufacturing firms, and it would be appropriate for the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to suggest their removal. To meet farmers' households' needs for rice, the leaders of the Department of Industry and Trade expect that the units would continue to support the trade, industry, and agriculture sectors. The department will compile suggestions and send them to the City People's Committee, together with recommendations from other agencies for review and action. On March 7 morning, the Steering Committee for Human Rights of Cần Thơ City organized a conference to summarize human rights work in 2023 and implement work program for 2024. Mr. Nguyễn Ngọc Hè, Vice Chairman of the City People's Committee and Head of the City Human Rights Steering Committee, chaired the conference.
In 2023, Cần Thơ City has maintained political security stability, prohibited actions that take advantage of hot topics to fondly violate democracy and human rights, and proactively prevented, swiftly discovered, fought and halted schemes and trickery of unfriendly and reactionary forces, ensuring concurrently the economic, social, cultural, and fundamental rights of the city's most disadvantaged populations, in which over 494,300 beneficiaries outside the community receive regular subsidies at the total cost exceeding 287 billion Vietnamese dong, granting free health insurance cards to households who are poor or nearly impoverished, and funding the construction of 273 Great Solidarity homes at over 15 billion Vietnamese dong. Equality, freedom of religion and belief are ensured for all ethnic groups. The culture of ethnic groups in the city are preserved and promoted.
On March 7 morning, the City Red Cross Society organized a conference at Ninh Kiều District Party Committee to summarize its work and the Red Cross movement in the first quarter of 2024, summarizing the Debt of Compassion movement in 2023. During the first quarter of 2024, The Red Cross Society at all levels provides advice to party committees and local authorities on how to carry out the society campaigns and movement. Examples of these include the Debt of Compassion Movement 2024, which has raised over 9 billion Vietnam dong to give over 19,500 gifts, setting up charity kitchens, where the charity effectively provides meals for underprivileged hospital patients, and giving gifts to the elderly, destitute, and orphans. All of these initiatives help to ensure that local social security policies are implemented in a good and efficient manner. The first quarter's overall implemented value was 40,787,000,000 Vietnam dong. The Vice Chairman of the City People's Committee, Mr. Nguyễn Ngọc Hè, has just came to inspect the construction progress of the Cái Sáng Canal Emergency Anti-Landslide Embankment Project in Vĩnh Thanh Province.
The Cái Sáng Canal Emergency Anti-Landslide Embankment Project was built on the northern bank of Cái Sáng Canal, the section passing Vĩnh Lân Hamlet, Vĩnh Trinh Commune, Vĩnh Thanh District, and visited by the Irrigation Department under the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development. The project implementation cost has surpassed 33% after the building phase began more than 2.5 months ago. It is anticipated that the implementation volume will reach 55% of the contract value by the end of the first quarter of 2024. Mr. Nguyễn Ngọc Hè requested the investor and associated units to expedite the implementation process, cut the construction period by around 3 months, and work toward finishing the project and launching it by the end of August 2024.
On March 6 morning, Cần Thơ City Committee for the Advancement of Women held a meeting to celebrate the 114th International Women's Day with the theme Gender Equality and the Role and Position of Women in Politics. Mr. Nguyễn Thực Hiện, Vice Chairman of Cần Thơ City People Committee, came for attendance. The role of women in gender equality have gained more attention in society in recent years. Cần Thơ City departments, branches, unions, units, and localities have actively participated in the activities of the business community and fields that are in charge of carrying out plans and programs for women's advancement and gender equality. In the 2021-2026 term, key female leaders at agencies under the People's Committee at all city level account for more than 16%, the district level for nearly 25%, and the commune level for more than 48%. Mr. Nguyễn Thực Hiện stressed that pertinent agencies and units should keep their efforts to spread the gender equality law and promote propaganda. They should also regularly assess the status of female managers and leaders at agencies, units, and communities to identify qualified officials and opportunities for advancement. On March 6 afternoon, the Cần Thơ City Labour Federation organized a conference to implement the task of women work in 2024 and to celebrate the 114th International Women's Day and the 1984th anniversary of Chương Sister Uprising.
Together, the delegates reviewed the history of the Hai Bà Trưng Uprising and International Women's Day, highlighting the significant role and contribution of Vietnamese women in the nation's development and defense. The force of female union members, workers, civil servants, and laborers have been and continues to promote the spirit of patriotism, particularly during the period of innovation and international integration. Through the emulation movements, good worker, creative labor, good at country work, responsible for housework, and so on. This helps to promote the role and position of women in the family and society. Those who had demonstrated exceptional accomplishments in women's work activities and the emulation movement, good at country work, good at housework, were recognized and awarded during the meeting.
To ensure consumer rights, representative of the e-commerce platform Shopee stated that the unit is committed to providing users with safe and reliable shopping experiences. To establish a wholesome, secure, and respectable business environment and safeguard users' legal rights, Shopee consistently works closely with management agencies in addition to strictly regulating the kinds of commodities it sells and forbids actions that go against the law and the selling policy. Additionally, Shopee promises to uphold the lawful rights and interests of customers by taking strict action in response to any valid complaints about subpar or non-origin goods. Coming up next is the weather forecast. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.